Hello and good morning. Yeah, you all. I normally wake up around this time, depending on how late I go to bed. But when I woke up this morning, I was woke up because of a dream. It was in the spiritual realm. And it was a spiritual dream of nature. Um, 8:46. Oh, Crystalline. See, that's really interesting. Thank you for telling me that because I always thought I'm going to address that right there. I always thought when I put my title up and I take the little picture, it waits for a while. So I thought I got a minute to run downstairs and get something and come back up here. So thank you. So it does wait. Thank you for letting me know that. That's good to know. Um, yeah, I live in Salem, Indiana, is where I live. So I had this dream, and I was in this great big area. It was like an indoor area, but it was massive. It was outdoor, but then we had to go indoor, and we was trying to order enough food for everyone. Enough food. We was looking at all these, yeah, Eastern Standard Time, looking at all these menus, figuring out where did we order the food last time for all the people. Uh, and and during that process, the people who were around me, when we had to come indoors, they were allowed to bring a pet. But with their pets, they had an adult pet and a smaller one, like a child pet that came with it, with the people who were with me. And I can't remember if their pets were cats or not, or if they were tame, let me say that. They were tame by nature, and they would have to come through this little pet door that was underneath the main door. They had to come through. So, and when they came through, they were very, very tame, very peaceful. And I remember at times this one dog, it was a shaggy looking dog, like a golden retriever. Its hair was all messed up, and a smaller dog, it tried to come through too, and it was running around. I thought, no, we can't have that in here. We can't have those in here. So I had them to go back out, but they kept trying to come in here, and I thought, who do they even belong to? Well, something happened, and then I was away, and when I came back in, um, there in this large room, everybody was in there, and they had their pets. They were all lined up perfectly against the wall under like a big, long ornamental table, like. And then I saw the one dog, like the golden retriever, whose hair was messed up, and a smaller one. They came in, but then you know what? They were very tame. They would sit in front of me. The smaller one would just sit there in attention or whatever. So they were there too. But then lined up against the wall with the other people's pets that came with them was one great big yellow snake and a smaller yellow snake right next to it, literally lined up with its head going like that against the wall, with all those other friendly uh, pets, companions that came with the people who belonged with me, who was with me in there. And next to that yellow snake was a great big long red snake, the same thing like that, lined up against the wall with the smaller one next to it. See, I wasn't there when those snakes were allowed in, is what happened. They snuck in. They didn't belong to nobody in there whatsoever. And I told the people who were with me, I said, you know what, they don't belong in here. They're not friendly, but they were pretending to be. Their tail literally was stretched all the way across the floor. The yellow one, the little baby yellow one next to it, the red one, and the baby red one next to it, acting like they were all sweet and innocent, but they stuck out really bad. I said, you know, they're getting out of here. As soon as I got close and they realized, those two snakes realized that I knew they did not belong, they both immediately started crawling around on the floor straight toward me as I got near it. And I said, you know, they don't belong in here. And I stuck my foot on top of the heads, the one head, the red-headed snake, and it couldn't move. And then the friends that were with me, they saw it happening too. So they came in and they got a hold of all the three other snakes. They worked with me to help me to get those other snakes that came in there uninvited, that were pretending to be helpful, pulled them out of there. Okay, pulled them straight out, and it was a battle, you all. It was a spiritual battle, but they helped me. My friends helped me. We got them all out. We were outside that area, and you know, they were laughing. They were joking about how that was a really like a, you know, just joking about their battle, getting that out and stuff. And I told them, you know, I really appreciate that. That was, they, you know, they didn't belong in there. They snuck in. But you know, I want to thank you to my friends in the spiritual realm right now for coming there, for being there to help me get those snakes out that pretended to be there. I want to thank you all. Uh, I would not even had expected it, but thank you right now. I want to tell you thank you from the bottom of my heart for coming to my rescue, for helping me do that. Um, I do, and I'm not going to say who it is. I think they'll realize who they are. Thank you very, very much, because it's clear that while I was gone, the yellow snake, which is caution, snuck in, pretended, and the red snake uh, came too and pretended, and you got them out. You helped me get them out. Thank you, you all. I do have spiritual dreams. I do, and they are very symbolic. They are symbolic of what happens in our world. You know, you may think, I would have never suspected them personally to help me, even though, you know, I have lots of friends. I have lots of friends, and they literally did. They were the only ones. so, so yeah, thank you. When I say I have lots of friends, I have lots of friends on social media globally, all around the world, you all. But they, no, they did not get away from them. They took them down and drug them out. They really did. So it was wonderful. I love it. Yeah. So, yes, they do. Yeah, the devil is a deceiver. But while I was gone, you know, I was okay with the raggedy dog, the little messed up golden retriever's hair, and the smaller one that came with it. You know, that's okay. They were allowed because they were friendly. You know, and if you look at the pets in my dream, they are noted for being pets for humans. Pets, very peaceful, and companions to come along with them. But the snakes, the big, long, they're vibrant yellow snake with red eyes, and its head like that, lined up against the wall under that ornamental table, great big long table, that I could see under, because the other pets were up there too. And the red one, right like that, very vibrant, colorful red, um, came at me immediately when they realized that I knew they did not belong. And the thing was, they didn't belong to anybody in there. They were not affiliated with anybody that was with me whatsoever at all, and came to attack me. And I put my foot on its head, the red one's head, because they all started coming straight toward me. And my friends, um, they caught them, threw them out. Okay, so don't think that you're going to come into my camp, my home, like that without being invited, because you will be found out. Okay, you will be found out, and you'll be taken out. You will be taken out. Yeah, that's right. I am. You also, yeah, I woke up from that dream. I wanted to get food to feed everybody. We was trying to do that because we were outdoors. Then we had to come indoors. There was a lot of food. But while I was away, they snuck in. Yeah. I think that's about it. You all, you know, we do. We all have spiritual dreams. Well, some of them do. Some people don't even remember their dreams. I've had quite a few in my life. Uh, since my spiritual awakening really started awakening back in 2014, I had so many spiritual dreams, and it always involved being around a lot of people. This one dream, I found myself sitting at this long white table, and this long white table had a bowl of eggs just sitting right there in front of me. No one else was around, just one great big long white table and a bowl of white eggs sitting there. And it was a interesting dream. And some unknown person, I didn't ever see them before, came up to me in that dream, and then the dream ended. Um, so yeah. Well, I am going to go. I just wanted to tell you about that dream. And I want to thank the people who came and helped me in my dream, in that spiritual realm, to get those intruders out. Because you know what? They didn't stand a chance against you. You pulled them right out. And it didn't phase you one bit to do that. Yeah, so thank you so very much. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello, from my heart to yours. Love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day, you all. Dreams can serve as a prelude to what's going on, and they can give some insight. You'll know if you have a dream that is spiritual, okay? And you'll know if you have a dream that is just total nonsense. You'll know that too. It's okay. Have a wonderful rest of your day. You all, love you.